This video is brought to you by Ridge Wallet. Guys, this incredible wallet, it's light, sleek, and industrial. It doesn't fold or awkwardly bulge into your back pocket. Guys, this seriously changed my whole pocket game. If you moved on from the flip phone, don't you think it's time to let that 90s style wallet that your father still uses behind? Ridge Wallets hold to 12 cards, plus all the cash that you need. You can choose from over 30 colors and styles, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium. It is the best wallet you can buy, and you don't have to just take old Chael's word for it because there's 30,000 five-star reviews. And I'll tell you, I was skeptical at first, but once I tried it, I never went back, and neither will you. Look, there's no pressure. Test it out for 45 days. If you don't love it, send it back, get a full refund. When you decide to keep it, there is a lifetime warranty. Click the link in the description. That's going to get you 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns. Go to ridge.com/Chael. That's ridge.com/Chael. Use the promo code Chael. Rumor comes out Conor McGregor might have a staph infection. Where does the rumor come from? Picture of Conor, topless. You zoom in on a couple of dots. That could be a staph infection. Well, that's true. That could be. Staph infections are usually a couple, 2, 3 dots near each other. Staph infections, very common. I'm hesitant to speak on this because there are varying staph infections, right? Vinny Magliese got a staph infection. A doctor inserted a dirty needle. Like, he saw the needle as the doc was putting it in him. And he's thinking, Doc, why did that not come out of a cap? And why was there not a swab? And like, as he's having these thoughts, the needle goes into him. And sure enough, he gets a staph infection, but he was hospitalized. He could have lost, through amputation, a body part. Like, this was very serious. He could have died. You guys have heard of all sorts of staph. MRSA. Now, I bring this to you because a staph infection for me, very common. I mean, you get them a lot in practice rooms. I came through restrooms. You get them a lot. Soon as it's identified, don't touch anybody for 48 hours. 48 hours on antibiotics. You can now get back on the mat because you're no longer contagious. And within a week, you don't even have the dots or the marks, okay? How accurate all of that medical stuff? I'm telling you what we did in the University of Oregon in 1998. It could be 72 hours now. It could be 96. It could be 24 because medicine's gotten better. But this is my frame of reference. However, in my experience with some of these staffs that staph infection, you blow it off, versus the MRSA, what Vinny went through, the hospitalizations, the ones where people can, the difference is instant. Okay, instant. Like, you don't start, in my experience, with a staph infection that then progresses and then all of a sudden you're hospitalized. It's right off the bat. Now, how do we know that Conor has the one that we're shrugging the shoulders? Because even if he has it, pretend that he has it, right? Little picture on the internet. We're trying to make guesses. Pretend that he has it. The mere fact that he was out, that he was training, that he had his shirt off for anybody to take the picture in the first place tells at least me, through my experiences with staph, that he's got the latter one. He's got the one. Couple days of antibiotics and you brush it off. And I only bring that to you because it is kind of a fun talking point. And staph can do a number of things to you, as we just discussed. It's a very, very sliding scale. The antibiotics that you take to fight staph can have direct impacts on your conditioning. Did you guys know that? Many high school kids deal with this because acne. They get acne in high school, so they go to dermatologists. They get put on a antibiotic. That antibiotic, as a side effect that you can go and Google and just read about, can affect your cardiovascular system. So you get these high school athletes that are trying to clear themselves up for school, and all of a sudden they take a decline in their sports. They're directly related. Directly related. So does that mean anything for the Conor fight? Do these antibiotics matter? When he gets the antibiotics, does he cross-reference it with USADA before he first starts taking it? Does he even have staph in the first place? You want to know something? I had a fight. And the day before, I'm in the hotel room. Now, fighters have what's called a skin check, which is just that. You will show up in your underwear and you will hold your arms out and spin around. Doctor will do a skin check to make sure you don't have something like a staph infection. You might remember there was a fighter on The Ultimate Fighter that had herpes. Now, herpes sounds, what an embarrassing word, because you automatically think of the sexually transmitted disease that you read about in high school books. There's two kinds of herpes, A and B is the one that you get much like staph. Very common in practice rooms, right? Dark areas that lack ventilation, and on the mats. So he has herpes, but herpes is very contagious. He gets called out in front of the world. Now, of course, the world doesn't understand that there's an A and a B. So poor Paul is sitting there embarrassed, and then he gets sent home because he is contagious. I mean, anything that could have gone wrong for this poor guy. I only say that to you because another one that's very common is ringworm. And the only thing gross about ringworm is that it's got the word worm in the name. Ringworm, red, round, and raised. It's going to red, round, and raised, and it itches you a little bit. Likely you have ringworm. Couple of ways. Medicine over the counter, or I apologize, prescription, called diflucan. You take one, it'll cure the ringworm, and it will stop you from getting ringworm for 6 months. You can go into a store, all the way down to a 7-Eleven, and get something called Lotrum. Now, Lotrum is very weak, and you're going to have to put it on constantly, nonstop, 5 and 6 and 8 and 10 times a day for about 7 days. It will take care of it. The other thing that you can do, and this is a Hail Mary pass, is you can bleach it. Let me explain. I have a fight on Saturday. I've already weighed in. It's Friday. I break out with ringworm, and not just one, which I've gotten my entire life. When I get ringworm, it's one. I get like 7 of them all over. I got to go on TV the next night with my shirt off, and I got to pass a skin check to get there. I'm desperate. I go for the Hail Mary. My sister runs to the store. She grabs Clorox bleach and a Q-tip. Come back, you dip the Q-tip in the Clorox bleach, and you rub it into the ringworm. Just keep rubbing it. You'll feel it. It will burn. It will burn, and that's how, and it's gone. It will burn right there. You'll burn it off, and it's gone. Well, like any burn, okay, that's just going to make more of a red mark for the world to see when your shirt is off. So I'm a little self-conscious going into this. I know what's going on. I don't want to be in the spot, but I got a job to do. Dominic Cruz sends out a tweet, and he references my opponent, Rampage. And he says, Rampage doesn't need to worry about Chael's fighting ability near as much as he needs to worry about that ringworm. Funny line by Dominic Cruz. I was so embarrassed. And hey, what do they say about the truth? It's the truth that hurts. Dominic got me.